Yo, what's up? I wanted to create a little video showing how to record cinematics and fake frags with my movie mod. This won't go over everything, so for a more complete guide and instructions on how to install S1x, check the GitHub repo in the description. Okay, so you want to go to the link in the description and open my GitHub repo for this mod. Go to code, click download zip, and then in your downloads folder you want to extract it. And then you want to take this folder, SlyMVM, and bring it to your S1x game directory. And then you want to go to the S1x folder. And then if you don't have a scripts folder, just right click and create a new folder. And then you'll just paste it right here. If it's your first time launching this game, then yeah, you want to set up your controls and your video settings and create your classes and whatever. But after that, click on private match and then choose a map. I like this one. You can add bots now or you can just add them later, but just set it to free for all and then start your game. Okay, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is not a full overview of all of the commands and everything with my mod. This is just how I typically use it to record cinematics or to get clips. So I guess I'll start off with a regular level cinematic. The first thing I would do is set up my binds. So you can bind mouse 3 to no clip which is your middle mouse. But as you can see, I still have the HUD and I still have my gun, which is fine if that's fine for you. But I made a little command. So if you bind mouse 3, and then you have to add this in quotes, Sly_function camera. It's the same thing as no clip, but it'll also turn off the HUD and hide your gun. So it just makes it a little easier to see what you're doing. Another bind that I have that's pretty useful is for toggling timescale. So I'll just use K on my keyboard. So bind K Sly_function timescale. And then every time you press timescale, it'll toggle between 0.1 and 1. So it's pretty handy instead of typing timescale every time. It's just a handy button. Okay, so find where you want to get your cinematic. I guess I'll just do it right here. And then you can start placing camera nodes with Sly_cam_node and then the number of the node. So you'd start with 1 and there's your little camera node. And then your second one. Yeah, up to you with how many you want to use, but I only use like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't use any more than that. But the max that you can set is 10. I mean, you can edit the code and make it 20 if you want, but 10 is more than enough that I've found. So yeah, to start the camera path, you use Sly_cam_mode and then linear or Bezier. I'll do linear for now so you can see. And then the number after that is the speed of the camera. So for the linear camera, it's 1 second between each camera node, but the Bezier camera is a little different. But yeah, the linear camera, it looks pretty shitty, but it does have its uses actually. I've used it a lot for like my MW2 edits. So I'm gonna change it to Bezier and maybe 5 for the speed. And there you go. All you gotta do is toggle your little timescale bind and throw on some reshade. And that's a pretty standard cinematic. Okay, some other cool things with this camera system is that you can clear the camera nodes, slide cam mode, clear, and then they're all gone. But also you can save and load camera paths, which is really useful for like if you have a really cool camera path that you want to use on a different map or a different area of the same map. You can save that camera path and then just load it again, but change your position or change your angles. I'll show that in a second. Okay, so I made a camera path that you can see here. It just swoops down and then it goes to the right. The cool thing about saving and loading paths is that it's a really easy way to do transitions. So I can just say slide cam mode save and then the name of the path. So I'll just say swoop in. What that did was save that camera path to the cam paths folder here. And now if I want to load it anywhere else, I will just go, let's see, right here and say Sly_cam_mode load swoop in. and now you can see, let me turn off notebook, that the camera path is now over here. So the angle that you're facing isn't taken into effect when you load a camera path, but I have an optional argument where you can define the amount of degrees that it will rotate when you load it in. So if you see here, that's 20 degrees, that's 30 degrees, 40, etc. So I will set up my camera path and I will have it go down this way and then turn to the right. Okay, cam path loaded. Let's see what it looks like. And there you go. That's a really easy transition. You just record both of them and fade them on top or use a matte or whatever. Okay, let's go over player cinematics using bots. So my actor system is in this mod, but I'm not going to cover it in this video because it's not fully developed. There's more info on that in the readme in the description. So yeah, let's start by adding bots. You can add bots using the spawn bot command, or you can type sly_player_add and then the number of bots that you want. So I'll do 3, and then I'm going to move them all over here. So sly_player_move, and then you can just type all to do all of the players, or you can just type their name individually. So like sly player move Jimbo, and all of the names are case sensitive. Okay, one command you might use a lot is the freeze and unfreeze command. So right now, after you move a bot, they are static and they don't shoot. But sometimes you might want them to run around and kill stuff, so you can type sly_player_unfreeze and then their name. And yeah, that's one way to get player cinematics if you want the player, you know, running around and shooting and stuff, but it's their AI, so it's kind of hard to control. But you can unfreeze them, or you can refreeze them by just typing sly_player_freeze. Okay, the most direct way that you would kill this bot is by typing sly_player_kill and then their name. So that's a pretty simple way to record a cinematic. So yeah, that's one way to kill bots. You can also type sly_player_kill_all to kill them all at the same time if you have like collateral or an explosion or whatever. Okay, so another important feature of this mod is the clone command on players. One useful feature of it is to clear ragdolls. So if I was recording a cinematic here, I don't want this ugly ragdoll here, I will go to either Jimbo or I can call it on myself. So I'll type sly player clone and then my name and clear, and it'll spawn 9 ragdolls wherever I'm at or wherever Jimbo's at, and it'll clear all of the ragdolls that were over here. So it's a good way of clearing bodies. Another important feature of the clone command is that you can use an optional parameter to trigger a specific set of ragdoll animations based on the key that you give it. So I could say sly player clone Jimbo and then mod_headshot. So that's another way of getting a death cinematic without using the kill command, because he's still here. I'm not actually killing the player. So instead of headshot, I could say mod_grenade, and then that's an explosion cinematic. There's a couple in the README, and then it also directs to the code where you can see a full list. Okay, one thing that I just fixed is how to give bots weapons, so that properly works now. So all you have to do is find your bot and then say sly player weapon and then the name of the weapon, so IW6x AK12 MP. Cool. Okay, this is pretty important. One way to find weapon names is with the list asset pool command. So if I type that just as it is and then I press shift in the tilde key, I can see all of these numbers that correspond to different assets that are loaded into the game. So if I say list asset pool 40, that'll list all of the weapons that are in the game, and then I can use page up or page down on my keyboard to see all the weapons. One weapon that I saw is IW5 HIMAR MP. Cool. But you can also filter it. So list asset pool 40 will show all of the weapons, but if I only want the HIMAR weapons, I can say list asset pool 40 HIMAR and then scroll all the way down, and then you can see all of the different weapon variants. To give different camos or variants to a bot or yourself, all you have to do is just change the loot at the end of the command here. So loot 2 is a different camo, and each weapon has a different number of camos or variants, so you have to play around. If you want to give a bot a specific weapon with a specific variant or camo and attachments, what you want to do is go to private match and create a class, and then set up your weapon here, and then go in game. Once you're in game, you want to use this handy little function called Sly_function get player info, and then your name with your weapon that you have out. So I'll say my username, case sensitive, and then I will go to my console, and you can see here this is the weapon name under current weapon. So I'll just copy all of that, and then Sly player weapon Jimbo and the weapon, and there you go. Okay, so let's put all that together. I have a couple binds set up here. So one is to kill the player, one is to clear all of the ragdolls in case I mess up and I need to re-record it, and then another is to set the camera path with a speed, and then the last bind is to toggle the time scale between 0 and 1. So if I were to start my cinematic, and then as soon as it starts, hit the time scale button, kill the bot with K, and you might want to toggle on reshade before that. But there you go. That's a pretty standard way to get cinematics with my mod. Okay, getting clips is pretty simple as well. It really helps with smooth movements if you get a controller. I plugged in an Xbox controller. PS4 support might not be there, or it might be laggy or not responsive, so I recommend getting an Xbox controller. One cool thing that you can do is that you can bind your buttons on your controller, and I have a couple of useful functions so that you're not always switching between your keyboard and your controller when you're getting clips. So I could say bind D-pad _up and Sly function timescale. So every time I press up on my D-pad, it'll toggle between 0.1 and 1 timescale for when I'm recording. So if I want to come around the corner, turn the toggle on, and then oh yeah, it'll help to turn off HUD for getting, if you want nice like PC clips. So yeah, come around the corner, aim down sights. For clips, you probably don't want to have all the bots frozen. It's better to actually play to make the clips look more legitimate. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Turn on your reshade or disable HUD or do whatever you need to do to record your clips. That's pretty much it for the mod. There's a lot more commands and functions if you check the README in the description. But yeah, this is just a basic overview of how to record level cinematics, death cinematics, and how to record clips. So yeah, have fun.